Hello everyone, welcome to the Future Nurses Academy, and today we are going to discuss about the nervous system, parts of nervous system, and we will learn about the single nerve, that is neuron, structure and function of the neuron. So let's start. So what is the meaning of nervous system? Nervous system is the major controlling. Controlling means which controls. Regulatory means mechanism, regulatory mechanism and communicating system in the body. Nervous system is a communication pathway in our body. Like other system in the body, the nervous system is made up by the principally the brain. So it's made up by the brain, spinal cord and nerves and ganglia. So we'll learn the definition. The nervous system is a complex network of nerves and cells that carry messages to and from the brain and spinal cord to various parts of body. So basically when we are talking about the nervous system is a complex network that is made up by the nerve and cells basically. So what they are doing, they are carrying messages to and from the brain. In that they are maintaining the two-way communication pathway. How they are maintaining? First they are sending the messages from the brain to the body, and then again they are receiving messages from the body to the brain. So they are maintaining the communication pathway. When we are talking about the division of the nervous system is divided into two major portions. First one is central nervous system and second one is peripheral nervous system. When we are talking about the central nervous system, so on the axis in central portion of our body, that is include two portions, brain and spinal cord. So central nervous system CNS is divided into brain and spinal cord. And peripheral nervous system, when we are appendicularly we are talking in our body, so it's divided into two portions, the autonomic nervous system and somatic nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system, it's further divided into two parts, so that is sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. When we are talking about the nerves, so nerves are composed by the two main types of cells. As we know, our nervous system is made up by the billions of nerves and neurons. So basically the nerves that is divided into two parts composed by two cells. First one is neurons and secondary, that accessory cells, is neuroglial cell. So neuron, when we are talking about the neuron is the nerve cell that are specialized to detect and react to stimuli and by generating and conducting nerve impulses. So our neuron, what they are doing, they are passing these signals to and from the brain through the electrochemical pathway. Okay, so they are passing the signals through the electrical impulses and they are maintaining the communication system in our body. And when we are talking about the neuroglial cells, they are as a accessory cell which are filling the spaces and supporting the neuron. So basically these are the neuroglial cells are the accessory cell which is providing support to the neuron, so neurons can work properly. Types of nerve, so there are basically on the basis of function there are three types of nerves: sensory nerve, motor nerve and mixed nerve. So on the basis of their division, the nerves are basically there are generally we can say there are three function of the nerves: the sensory function, interpretative function and motor function. Now we'll learn about the function of nervous system. So as per their division, there are three types of nerve: sensory, mixed and motor. So basically we are talking about the sensory and motor. So what they are doing, when we are talking about the sensory nerve, so sensory input, they are act as a inputting the messages in the brain. How they are doing? So basically the sensory nerves, they are receiving the messages from the body and they are sending that messages towards the brain. Towards the brain, they are sending the messages for getting the reply back. So the sensory nerves, they are sending the messages towards the brain. They are also called as a afferent neuron. And now we'll talk about the integration. When we are talking about the integration, so integration is an interpretative function and interneurons which are working for the integration. So they are the interneurons, they are act as a helping nerves, they are helping in the exchange of the messages between the body and brain. So now at last we'll talk about the motor output, motor nerves, what they are doing when the sensory they have sensory nerve, they send the messages towards the brain. Now our body is waiting for the reply from the brain, okay, for that particular messages. So that output is provided by the motor nerve. So now the our brain is functioning, and when the brain will reply to our body, so that messages that will be transferred by the motor nerves. They are carrying messages from the brain towards the body, okay. So now we're going to learn about the structure and function of the neuron. So first of all, we should know what is neuron. Neurons are the single nerve cells. Either you can say these are the functional and structural unit of the nervous system. If somebody will ask what is the smallest unit of the nervous system, the answer will be the neuron. And what they are doing, they are conducting impulses that will enabling the body to interact with its internal and external environment. So our body is communicating through the external environment or internally with the help of neuron only. Here we can see the structure of neuron when we are talking about the parts or region of the neuron. So here we can see this is the cell body, and within the cell body nucleus is located centrally, and the nearby dendrites, here you can say there is a finger like structure. So these are the dendroids which is located nearby the cell body, and dendrites are working as a afferent nerve. And here you can see from the far from the cell body, here the this is axons, and on the axons the outer covering of the neuron, okay, the outer covering of the neuron, it is the myelin sheath. And in between the myelin sheath, here is a Schwann cells, and between the axons, two axons, between the space is, this is called as a node of Ranvier. And at last the terminal point, axon's terminal point, and here the synapses is located. So one by one we can see the function of it. Cell body, that is central part of the neuron, and nucleus and metabolic center of the nerve cell. So it is a center of the nerve cell, okay, which is controlling the whole nerve. Dendroids when we are talking, so it's acting as a afferent nerve. So what they are doing, they are conducting impulses towards the cell body. So they are transferring messages towards the cell body. Axons when we are talking, so they are conducting impulses away from the cell body. So it is far from the cell body, so they are conducting impulses far from the cell body, okay. And Schwann cells when we are talking, so here we can see, so these are helping to produce a myelin sheath. Myelin sheath, what is it? It is the outer covering of the neuron. These are the protecting cells. Then when we are talking about node of Ranvier, so node of Ranvier is a space between the two axons. When we are talking about the synapses is the last terminal point. From here the messages, or you can say the impulses, will be transmitted to the other neuron, okay. So it is the impulses, it is the transmission point from where the impulses between two nerves are exchanging, okay. So these are the basically regions of the neuron. So in this video, we are familiar to the nervous system. What is the definition of nervous system? There are basically two parts of nervous system: central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, and their division. And after that, we have learned about the single nerve, that is neuron, their structure and function of the neuron. In next video, we will learn about the central nervous system. So for more videos, stay in touch. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.